Hello, and welcome to the third in our series, looking at what it means to rest in God. So in the first of our conversations, I mentioned James Allison, a Catholic theologian, and one of the books that he wrote was Looking with Easter Eyes. His whole idea is that we need to see ourselves and we need to see the world through the eyes of Easter, through the eyes of God's infinite compassion to humanity, to bring us back into a relationship with Him and a relationship of forgiveness and wholeness. And for us then to also see ourselves and the world through those eyes of forgiveness, of wholeness, of love, and of compassion. And this, of course, leads to the very challenging question of how do we actually see ourselves? And what I'm trying to unpack in this series is to ask ourselves, why do we struggle to rest in God? So the first thing is we struggle to rest in God because we often struggle to find the time to be with God. The second reason why we struggle to rest in God, I'm arguing, is because what is it that we are expecting God to do for us? Are we allowing God to pour his or her infinite love onto us and give us what we truly need? Or are we getting frustrated because God is not giving us what we think we need, and we therefore feel as though there is no rest? And the third is how much of the burdens that we carry, which Jesus is inviting us to put down, are burdens that are put on us by our families, friends, work, society, etc. And it is in this last one that I want to spend more time. So there is a Hungarian physician who now lives in Canada called Gabor Mate, and he has written many books. The latest one is on understanding normal. And the book really unpacks the fact that there is no such thing as normal. Each person is different with different talents and abilities. But one of the things that happens to us is that we live in a society in which we keep on telling ourselves that we have to be a certain way, that we have to conform to certain things. And he says that this actually leads to a variety of different traumas. Just one of these types of traumas is that because of the social system, particularly the economic system of a place like America, for example, many mothers have to leave a 1-month-old baby in the care of other people because economically they have to go back to work. The small baby wants its mother and feels traumatized because it doesn't understand why its mother isn't there. The norm is that women go back to work very soon after giving birth to babies. So everybody must just get on with it because that is the normal. He argues that a lot of the things that we consider normal are actually quite traumatizing. So we wonder why our young people struggle to make healthy relationships and healthy connections. Well, when we put them into creches with a whole lot of other kids at a very young age, we're not really giving them the best platform to develop deep and lasting relationships. Because from a young age, he argues, we traumatize our children, but we call this normal. And in a very different way, one of the big things that Jesus does is to constantly critique the norm of the day. So he is constantly talking to the religious leaders and saying to them, what you say is normal is not life-giving. In fact, you are piling more and more burdens onto people in the name of what is normal and in praise of God. So today, the question I want to ask you is, in your church setting and in your relationship with God, what do you think are the things that are being piled onto you in the name of your faith. Now, this is a very challenging one. How many of the things that you are doing in your church are life-giving for you, and how many of them are burdensome to you? And really, what God is inviting us to is a life where the burdens are lifted. It is okay not to be involved in everything. It is okay to only do those things that you can and that are life-giving for you, and to let go of the things that are not life-giving. When we begin to understand that we are still good Christians, that we are still loved, and that God will still look after us, even if we're not doing 100 things in the church, we come one step closer to understanding what Jesus meant when he said, "Come to me, all you who are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." The invitation today is to say, what in my life within my Christian community is life-giving, and should I be continuing? And what is it that is burdensome that I could be letting go of? And in so doing, find a deeper rest in God and a more restful way for myself and my family to live in this world. God bless, and I look forward to meeting you again. Amen.